You keep seeing the same numbers over and over again. 111, 222, 444. At first, you ignore it. You assume it's just coincidence. A number on the clock, on a receipt, a license plate, a phone notification, but it keeps happening again and again until something inside you starts to feel it's not random anymore. That maybe, just maybe, this repetition is trying to tell you something, not from outside of you, but from within. Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. Not every repeated number is a divine message, but neither is it meaningless. The reason you keep seeing these numbers is because something in your consciousness is awakening. You're becoming aware of patterns. You're starting to tune into the fabric of your reality. You are noticing. And that shift from unconsciousness to awareness, that's the beginning of transformation. 111, for example, often appears during a phase of mental awakening. It's not a magic code from the skies. It's a mirror, showing you what your mind is focused on, what frequency you're aligned with. It typically shows up when you're standing at the edge of a decision, when you're silently asking yourself, do I keep living the same cycle, or do I break free? 111 reminds you that your thoughts are seeds, that you are building your tomorrow through the choices you make today. And it's not about positive thinking or manifestation hype. It's about ownership. 111 is a checkpoint. What are you feeding your mind? Fear or faith? Doubt or direction? 222 is different. It shows up during conflict, internal or external. When you're in between worlds, who you used to be and who you're becoming. It whispers the one thing you keep forgetting in a world obsessed with speed: patience. 222 reminds you that growth is not always loud, that healing is not always visible, that not every delay is a denial. When you see 222, it often means you're being tested in the dark. Will you keep walking when the path isn't lit? Will you trust the roots even when the fruit hasn't come? It's a sacred number of alignment, not just with goals, but with truth. The deeper truth of who you are, what you value, and what you're willing to wait for. And then there's 444, the heavy one, the one that shows up when you're tired, confused, overwhelmed, when life feels like it's falling apart. But instead of a warning, 444 is a whisper. You are protected. It doesn't mean you won't suffer. It doesn't mean everything will go how you plan. But it does mean you're not alone. It does mean that something, call it guidance, God, or your higher self, is with you in the unseen. It's often during the hardest phases of your life that 444 shows up, not to save you, but to remind you that you are being strengthened, not punished. That behind this breaking is a rebuilding. That behind this silence is a preparation. And when you feel the most abandoned, that's often when the greatest inner transformation is taking place. But here's what I want you to understand deeper than anything else. These numbers do not control your life. They are not some mystical code you need to decode every time. They are reflections. You see them when your awareness becomes sharp enough to notice the subtle rhythm of your life. They are invitations, not prophecies. They don't replace responsibility, action, or discernment. But they do signal that you're no longer sleepwalking through your life, that something inside you is rising. The part of you that's done with autopilot, the part of you that refuses to settle, the part of you that is finally saying, I want to live consciously. We live in a matrix of signs, patterns, feedback loops. What you think, feel, focus on, It shapes how the world reflects back to you. That's not magic. That's perception. That's frequency. That's cause and effect. If you constantly think negative thoughts, you'll start to see negativity everywhere. If you train yourself to look for light, opportunity, alignment, then you start seeing signs of it everywhere. The numbers didn't change. You did. Your lens shifted. Your story began to evolve. And the numbers followed the script of your awakening. So yes, if you're seeing 111, check your thoughts. They are shaping your path. If you're seeing 222, pause. Don't force it. Alignment takes time. If you're seeing 444-trust, you're not walking alone, even when it feels like it. But more importantly, don't just ask what the numbers mean. Ask what you mean to your own life right now. Are you fully showing up? Are you taking accountability for your reality? Are you honoring the inner voice that's been trying to get your attention long before the numbers ever appeared? You don't need to obsess over signs. The greatest sign is your own growth. The clearest guidance is your own transformation. The highest message is your ability to be fully awake in this moment. Because once you become awake, everything becomes a sign. The numbers aren't just messages from the universe. They are echoes of your own soul, finally speaking clearly. And if you're hearing them now, over and over again, then maybe it's because you're finally ready to listen.